Though it is Friday Eve, it is never too early to protect yourself from scammers. The Better Business Bureau has just released their Scam Tracker Risk Report. It's a detailed view into how dangerous certain scams are and which groups of people are most at risk. Here to break that all down for us is Steve Bernas. He is the president of the Better Business Bureau of Chicago in Northern Illinois. Steve, thanks for getting up early with us. We appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this report. What's the headline? What do we need to know about the latest in scams that we all kind of need to have our antenna up about?
Well, the key to this is they've been around for a long time. It's a perennial problem. Scams are there all the time. We're just trying to make sure that consumers are aware that they're everywhere and that you need to protect yourself and educate yourself in order to avoid scams. The only way to put scams out of business is not to give them your business. No law enforcement agency, police, there's not enough people in the world to help you on these scams. You got to help yourself and be vigilant and really do your due diligence when doing business with a company or an individual.
When we think about scams, it covers a wide swath of real estate. What are the new trends? What are the areas that maybe we used to not think as much about that are really fertile ground for these scammers now?
Well, one thing is they actually a lot to do with online scams. I mean, obviously it's the third year in a row that's #1, but they keep increasing those types of complaints because everything since the pandemic has shifted online and consumers are doing their business and work online. So therefore the scammers are there as well. What's eye-opening to us is #7 was romance scams. They came up from #14 to #7. A lot more people are using online for dating and meeting people. And unfortunately, the scammers are taking advantage of this. And in many ways, they're falling in love with people they've never met. And it's kind of disheartening to see that. And people are losing thousands of dollars on these particular scams.
So they initially build a relationship, a romantic relationship, and they hope to then somehow steal people's money shortly thereafter. Is that how these romance scams work?
Exactly. They can't meet them, though. There's something, they're in the Army, they're somewhere else overseas, or they're at a job they can't use their phone or any way. They fall in love with these individuals, and they always need some help. Something dire has happened to them, whether their mother is sick or whether they need to go out of the country or whether they want to come in. They need money for surgery or something like that. That's the tip-off to the rip-off, is asking for money, and especially if you've never met them. And I had a tough time talking to consumers and convincing them that this is a scam. And I took one time almost 2 hours talking to individuals to stop sending money. She was already about $10,000 in the hole.
They don't want to believe it. The tip-off to the rip-off. Are there other tip-offs that we should be thinking about, particularly as it pertains to our cell phones and our internet usage?
Obviously, what happens on the cell phones and internet usage, you get these emails, you get these text messages, click here, click there. It's safer not to click anywhere and go to the website directly. So what I mean by that, there's so many imposters out there. I know the other day, my wife received a email late at night saying, "Thank you for your purchase of $1,000 on Amazon. Click here if it's not you." And she panicked right away and called me. But what happens is that these imposter companies using the names of well-known retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and they saying that you either made a purchase, click here, they want your account number, they want your credit card number to reverse the charges, or sometimes they just want your identity to steal it in some way. And they might even ask for your social security number. So if somebody wants you to do something quickly within 30 minutes, that's the tip-off to the rip-off. The only thing you should do in 30 minutes is buy pizza. Everything else, do the research on the organization first and foremost.
We're running out of time, Steve. If people want to learn more about this sort of thing, where can they go? How do they get more informed, more educated, better consumer?
Everything's on our website at bbb.org. You can look there for companies. We're also a referral agency. We have information on all the scams out there, what we talked about, the riskiest scams, and look for the sign of a better business, which is the BBB seal for companies that you know and trust. There's a lot of good companies out there. Unfortunately, there's some bad actors who ruin it for everybody else.
Well, we appreciate you kind of flagging it for us and giving us some best tips. Steve, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Steve Bernas is the president and CEO of Chicago and Northern Illinois' Better Business Bureau. Steve, have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you so much.